So people will say, oh, I think Elvis lives in this town also. Where does Elvis live? And then it becomes a cesspool of where does Elvis live and does anyone know his address?
Hey, the 15-Minute Morning Show podcast. What did I miss yesterday? Was it good? Was it funny? Was it entertaining?
Yeah, we talked to Danielle's son, Spencer.
He was great.
Yeah.
They did talk to him.
Wow, what'd you talk about?
Well, we asked him the last time he thought that his parents had sex, and he didn't know. And then we asked him other inappropriate questions.
Isn't that great?
God.
Exactly. They're so inappropriate and they're so rude. It's so ridiculous.
That is awful.
But he did say he's a better driver than his mom, and he's only 15.
He doesn't even know how to drive. He's such a liar.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still better.
So if you're just listening to the 15-Minute Morning Show podcast, it's Froggy and Garrett and Brody. We're looking at Scotty B, but he can't hear us. And there's Gandhi, and there's Straight Nate, and there's Danielle, and there's Scary. And there you go.
Hello.
Today on the show, we were talking about Facebook community pages and how basically it's just a board where you can go and just fucking scream at people and your neighbors and bitch and moan about people and that you don't like them and you want to like be rude. So we have some people on hold. Who do we have? Scary.
Yeah, we have Marley. This is Marley talking about the biker gangs.
Oh, let's go do that. Hello, Marley. How's it going?
Hello. Marley?
Hi, Marley. Hey, can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, you're actually on our 15-Minute Morning Show podcast. Congratulations. You're going to live on in infamy. Hey, so tell us.
Oh, awesome. I feel pretty
what is
badass.
Well, you are badass. What is your community Facebook page all about?
So my community Facebook page, they go on about this biker gang. They're like 10 years old, and they say they do wheelies on the sidewalk, and they're really dangerous. The one guy put this post up one day how proud he was that he confronted the 10-year-old at the Wawa and said, I put that punk in his place.
He's 10 years old. He's
Wait, it's a 10-year-old biker gang?
Bicycle gang. The mother was also on the Facebook page, saw the post, starts going off on him, says, I'm going to call the cops. You're a psycho. They're just, it's entertainment. I met my neighbors just bought a house a month ago, and I met my neighbors talking about me on the Facebook page.
What were they saying?
They're like, how can you buy a house during COVID, and there's 4 people there, and they're outside, they're not social distancing.
Oh, God.
I just moved in.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
I know, but Marley, be honest. Are you on it every day just to see what they're talking about?
Oh, I stalk it. I don't say anything, but I creep it all day long. It is
good for you. I've got to join one. I've got to. Do you have to join? Do you have to be accepted to get into these things?
Yeah, most of them are considered private.
Oh no, I need in. All right, Marley, thank you so much for being on with us. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Let's see. Bree is on line 23. Hey, Bree, how's it going?
Well, hey there. It's going.
Well, so on your Facebook page, is it for your community, for your town? What's it for?
So there's like 3 different community groups within our one community because they had to split off because they couldn't get along. They're all just Karens.
Wow.
Yeah, but kind of like someone else said that they just stay on there for the entertainment. Yeah. That's it. It's just pure entertainment.
I think I would love that. I think I would love to watch people yell at each other. But you know, it also shows you that part of our society that just sucks. You know, people are just jerks, right?
Yeah, they're all so mean to each other. But they'll get in there and they'll just be like, "Oh, these kids, all teenagers, they're just outside all the time until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh." Do they have to be outside all the time? And the very next post will be, oh, God, these kids, why do they have to stay in the house all day? Well, which way do you want it? You can't have it both ways. Like, if you don't like kids, why'd you have them?
Very good question. You should say that. You should post that. That would get a fight started. Why are you having kids?
Right.
Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day, okay?
Thanks. You guys too.
Yeah. All right. So, so Brody. Do you have any of these community pages in your community?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have the one in my town, which is a lot of what that woman just said. So there are kids that hang out by the grocery store, but they're thugs. You know, oh, the thugs are hanging out again, like all, and then someone will say, "Well, what are they doing?" And the woman will go, "They're hanging out. They're just in the way, and I'm terrified." And they go, "Well, why?" And it's clearly racially commenting, but without saying it. That's a lot. It's a lot of that. But my mom's Facebook page group where she lives, it's so bad, negative, and nasty that I told her she needs to move just because of the Facebook group for her town. And she said, it's just a little area by the train tracks on the other side. We don't know those people. I said, okay, Ma, you need to move. She's convinced. But yeah, every politician's terrible. Every restaurant's awful. Yep. Every human being is evil. It's just all people that, it's like a cesspool of piranha fish that just, all day they just nibble at everything and complain. And you have to not get involved, Elvis. You can't look at it because you want to comment on everything. And then
interesting. Yeah. Because I wonder, like, if my neighborhood where I live, I wonder if they're talking about me as a bad neighbor or something. Like this guy who lives at whatever, he's just the shittiest guy ever.
Well, they talk about you in my town Facebook page because some people they recognize my name. So, and I can't really say anything one way or another because my name is recognizable.
Oh, I had that happen to
some
me.
People. Yeah, and they'll go, oh, you're the guy from the morning show. You keep your opinions. Apparently, if you're in radio, you're not allowed to have an opinion. But if you're a plumber, you can have an opinion.
Yep.
So people will go. So people will say, oh, I think Elvis lives in this town also. Where does Elvis live? And then it becomes a cesspool of where does Elvis live? And does anyone know where his address?
Well, I don't live there.
100 years ago, you lived near.
Yeah, I had some. I had a guy comment, "Oh, aren't you Froggy from the Elvis Duran show? You should keep your opinions to your fucking self." I'm like, "Oh, okay. So if I wasn't, then it would be cool. If I agreed with you, you would love the fact that I was Froggy from the Elvis Duran show."
Right. Yeah.
But I was reading a post this morning on our neighborhood page. It says, "To whoever the whore is that sent the naked fucking pictures to my husband, you can have him." So. Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
So she lives in my neighborhood, so I'm going to make sure to take a little ride by the house and see what's going on over there today.
See, that's just too close to home. First of all, I hate neighbors. My neighbors, I don't know them. I'm sure they're nice people, but I like privacy. I definitely don't want to be talking to them about other neighbors. But don't you see that these things are set up just so people have another outlet to just fucking yell at people?
Yeah, and
it
gossip.
really is.
Yeah.
There's nothing good going on. The other day we were in, I don't know where we were, and we were looking for, I think, a plumber or whatever. And Alex went on and actually said, "Hey, does anyone here know a plumber?" And he got some good responses. But I'm sure if you checked it back today, they'd be talking about how the plumber's screwing someone else's wife and I don't know. Hey, Garrett, the town you live in, do you guys have any of these things?
So there's the generic one where it's like, hey, just moved to town, need to find a good Italian place, recommendations, like you were just talking about with the plumber. Then there's the uncensored one where the people who can't post or aren't allowed to post on the generic one, they post all their feelings on this one. Like a gentleman just posted about a new tattoo studio. So if you want a tattoo, it's coming to Prospect Street in my town. But he also says, but if you need a tramp stamp or another piece of body art to shame someone, come to Prospect Street, coming soon. So it's like they bitch and moan. And there was another one too going, hey, a house for sale, a beautiful house. And then the neighbor goes, the neighbors to the left are bitches. And then the neighbor to the left said, oh, by the way, I am that bitch and the house is for sale and my family is great. And then they get into it. So yeah, it happens.
A buddy of mine,
That's crazy.
he lives in Hoboken at the Hudson Tea building. And this is like spilling the tea in the Hudson Tea. And the latest post is a fight because they're allowed to hang out on their front lawn of the building. It's a common area. This guy took a camera out his window and photographed 6 people talking together with red Solo cups on the grass, which were their own neighbors. And he's like, I'm calling the cops on these people because they're standing there with no masks. And then they get into a fight with, oh, how could you do that? You're calling on the neighbors? Why don't you focus a camera across the street where there's a restaurant where people are doing the same thing and just sitting down having lunch? How is that any different than the 6 people on the grass? So it becomes a shit show of like who's who and this and that, and I couldn't believe I bared witness to this. This was just yesterday.
I think it's the best and worst idea ever. Yeah.
Elvis? Do any of you guys have an anti-town page?
Mm-hmm.
So in my town, the town page tried to regulate the negativity.
Yeah.
So then the negative people form their own page, and it's the anti-that town page, where all they do is bash the people from the first page and say more awful things than the people on the first page.
Yeah, mine's
you have
called.
that, Froggy?
Mine's called whatever town you live in, Uncensored, and you can post whatever the fuck you want. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want, and it is. I mean, it is just constant daggers being thrown at everybody.
I know for a fact Staten Island has the Staten Island page, and then the people that don't agree with those people's Staten Island page.
Peoples.
And
Peoples.
it's crazy.
No wonder you got rid of your Facebook, Gandhi. And no wonder you never joined Facebook, Danielle. I understand.
Yep. I have like 5 friends on my Facebook page that
I'm
I
one of
like.
them.
That's it. Yeah, and the only reason was because I wanted to see pictures of your kids, and my husband told me I had to accept him as a friend.
Right.
So I accepted him, and that was it. That was it.
All right. So let's, in a nutshell, Gandhi,
Yes.
what is Facebook versus Instagram versus Twitter? They all have 3 different perspectives, right?
Yeah, I would say Facebook is the most invasive of all of them because you can find family members and go down rabbit holes. I think it's a lot more personal and people attack each other more because there's not a character limit and they can just go off about whatever they want to go off about. So to me, that was why I was like, I'm done with Facebook. Instagram, much happier. It's focused on pictures. You can really cater it to what you want to see, and you have to go out of your way to be a butthole on Instagram. Not that it doesn't happen. We know it does happen. Twitter, I think, is just for people who want to sound off about whatever they want to sound off at.
And fight.
In a really short sentence. Yeah, they just want to yell wrong and move on. That's Twitter.
Right.
It's fine.
Does everyone agree with those 3 scenarios?
Yep.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Instagram tends to be more positive. A lot of people post positive quotes and positive sayings and good things to think about on Instagram. You rarely see any of that on Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah, but Froggy, but then people see the positive and they go, screw you and your positivity, I hate you.
Right.
You can't win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every time Elvis puts up something nice, people yell at him for it.
It's true.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I've seen somebody post wake up and count your blessings, and you get, I don't got any fucking blessings to count, so fuck you.
Yeah,
Okay.
you don't know my life.
Must be nice to have blessings. Why
Yeah.
rub it in our face?
Oh, you know how to count? Oh, listen to the guy who knows how to count.
Counter. Big counter.
I don't know. I think, or do you ever find yourself on the edge of just giving up on people? I really.
Yep.
Do you ever think about just moving to the side of a mountain and building bombs and shipping them to people?
Oh,
Not the bomb part, but the mountain. The mountain.
is that the
I told you I'm
alternative
gonna-
Facebook?
Seeds.
I'm
The
going to go
Unabomber
sell
did that.
coconuts on a
No,
nice
Elvis is
island
right. There
somewhere.
are some people that do need that. They need that. Some people need to have that sent to them because they're just bad people. I wouldn't do it, but you know what? Some people, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either, just for the record.
By the way,
Yeah, I don't
Nate's
need
just
someone
been in
to say-
shock.
Yeah, Nate,
you know,
what's your problem?
I'm like Gandhi. I can't do Facebook. I just can't. You know, the people on there, people's opinions, they just come out, and I'm very rarely on social media as it is. So to be somewhere where all of these opinions are just being thrown at me willy-nilly, I can't handle it. I can't do it.
Right.
Well, especially now as we're coming, you know, we're in the thick of COVID and we're going into a political season. So everyone's a political science major / scientist right now, no matter where
Right.
you look.
It's true.
Yeah.
Worst.
Yeah. Enough. That's why I'm going to move to the side of a mountain and build bombs and send them to people.
I got
not
a couple
opening.
addresses I'll send you that I need some people to get some.
Okay.
You can send it. I
Don't
just
you
have
guys
to wipe it
remember?
down.
You remember the story about the Unabomber?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
There's a
It's on
whole
Facebook.
Netflix special on it right now. He's fascinating.
Yep.
It's a story of my life. Elvis Duran, the Unabomber. All right. Froggy says we have 30 seconds left. Anyone have something they really need to get out there in the open?
Froggy wore that shirt last night, by the way. Like he
you?
woke up and put on the same shirt he wore last night.
I did. Well, it's because I got it late yesterday, so I put it on to take a picture. I left it on, and then I'm wearing it today. It still smells nice.
We're going to
Gary,
talk about
you
that
throw
in
him
your
under the
neighborhood,
bus.
your neighborhood Facebook group.
I'm putting it on my
Froggy
Facebook
wears the
group.
same-
Hold on.
Same clothes every day. All right, guys. Love you.